here it is, more or less everything that I took on my trip round Arran. Let me show you the kit as a winner first of all, and then I'll go through a few sort of key items. Then if you've got some questions about any of the other pieces of kit that you see here now that I don't discuss, you can ask me. Please subscribe to my channel. So I think the only things that I was missing is a pink towel, which for the life of me I cannot find. You might have seen it strapped to the back of the backpack in the videos, and my mountain equipment hat. Honestly, the mountain equipment hat, no great loss. Really, having edited the videos, I have to say I really didn't think it suited me, and I got all that sunblock on it and it looked absolutely bogging, so it's a good Scottish word for you, bogging. So I don't care. I don't care if I never see it again. I do a little because it was reasonably expensive. Super lightweight, did scrunch up really small. So if you thought it was actually pretty decent, it was very practical, kept the sun off my face and all that. Very lightweight, could stuff down into the pockets on the bag. I just thought it was kind of ugly. Sorry, mountain equipment. I think it was a small peak. Don't know. Not a connoisseur of hats, really. Don't know. You can let me know in the comments if you thought it was ugly as hell or I kind of look cute in it. Talking about pockets on the bag, that bag was such a good decision. If you watched the Arran videos, you'll have seen that I had a bit of a mare with the bag at the start, because the bag that I took with me, watch the videos, you'll see it in part 1. Watch the video. Anyway, I ended up going back to Brodick on the first day and trading bags for that, which is a Lowe Alpine ND65. Just a great bag. It's just a bag, right? It's a bag. It carried everything that I needed with it. Easy enough to use. I also used the liner just at the end of it there. You can see it's just a big Karrimor liner. I think it was a 70-litre liner. Stuffed that in the bag, stuffed everything in it. Yeah, the bag was a good decision. My sleeping bag is in that big yellow blob over there. It is a Alpkit Pipedream 600. Yeah, it's a good down sleeping bag. It costs about 250 quid. I was never cold. I don't remember being too warm either. It's a decent sleeping bag. The air mat is Thermarest, Neoair, XLite, yellow mummy shaped one. It's just an expensive air mat. And they are expensive. Expensive for what you get, I don't know, because I also really like the Trekology UL45, is it called? I really like it and I still use it, and I've actually used it in cold conditions rather than that one. I took that one, to be honest, to try and justify having spent 160 quid on it. I've actually had it for quite a long time, but I've got the Trekology one as well, and it's got little edges on the side of it so you don't roll off. What I will say though is, having used that on a multi-day hike, I now like it more than maybe I did before. So it insulates you from the ground. Did it keep me warm? I don't know, because it wasn't cold. Along with it, paired with the Thermarest Trekker, oh lordy, paired with the Thermarest Trekker chair, I could not have called it something else. Brilliant combo. I did a YouTube short on the Trekker chair because I love it so much. I would honestly take this everywhere with me. I've literally taken it up mountains. I carried it for 6 days round Arran. It's like that little bit of luxury. I will make room in my backpack for this. It's that little bit of luxury that is worth it. Just get yourself one. Just do it. Just do it. Do not feel ashamed of wanting a chair. Annie says so. Now, I took my hydration very seriously. These are all the receptacles that I took with me. This, honestly, if you've watched the videos, that thing, I swithered between taking a water bladder or taking water bottles, and I went with the bladder because, you know, it's got the, and you can just drink from it all day, and that's nice. And that was nice until the end of it came off. I think that's in part 4 of the videos. The end of it came off and I lost half of my water, and I was in a really difficult place to get water, so it was actually, that was a bit of a disaster. Laugh about it now. I wouldn't take that water bladder again. It's going in the bin. It's also actually very old, so I might get another one. I do still quite like that it's easily accessible to get the water, but you know these people that can disjoint their arms to get their water out of their backpack as they're walking along? It's not me. This wee bottle I use for electrolytes, and only for electrolytes. I will drop one of these zero tabs in here. I did a good bit of research on hydration, and these came out pretty well as one of the better ones, in line with Element, which you see all the Americans advertising. I would use Element if we could get in this country, but to be honest, these are fairly cheap and we can get them in this country. You can get them in Tesco's. So I only use that for electrolytes. This is my filter bottle. It's since gained a piece of string. I came up with this genius idea because there was bridges quite a lot of the time that I couldn't get down through the overgrowth, undergrowth, bracken, whatever you want to call it, to fill up my water bottle, and if I could have just lobbed it over the edge, I could have filled up my bottle. So that's now, it's got the string on it, because I was so pleased with myself. Great, yeah, you have to replace the filter every now and again, 1500 litres or something. The clothes I chose. Would not take again the base layers. These are just too thick, they were too heavy, took up too much room in my pack, and actually I really didn't enjoy wearing them. The leggings in particular, bear in mind it was warm, I ended up wearing shorts most of the time instead. They are by Lowe. So probably decent for skiing or whatever, just not for what I wanted. And I am actually going to sell these on Vinted, and I'll replace them with merino. The clothes I wore, oh my poor leggings that got a barbed wire ripping the ass off them. These are Sherpa, and I really like these. These are pretty tough leggings. You could have ripped a hole in any leggings with that barbed wire. They've got these good zip pockets, so that's what I really liked. Zip pockets, keep your phone, money. They're just leggings. Technical t-shirt and base layery thing. Never wore the base layer because it was warm, didn't need it. Just a bog standard. I just wore this because it's comfortable, and it's just like that technical fabric, not cotton. Wear it all the time, like it. Lululemon shorts. Lululemon shorts. These ones, I don't know what that's called. It's that really soft fabric, if you know your Lululemon stuff. Just wore them at night. Slept in them I think most of the time as well. And my Rab zip up thing, love this. I wear this nearly every day regardless of what I'm doing. I like a zipper because up down ventilation and all that, pockets, zippy pockets and stuff. Great, clothing was good. Oh, always get asked about underwear, right? So I took 2 pairs of socks to wear, rotate. They were just standard grey merino socks. They're in the wash just now, so I couldn't bring them. I took another luxury pair. These are my nice thick wool socks that I used for sleeping in, and only for sleeping in and wearing around the camp. I took 3 pairs of underwear and then just washed them when I had the chance, hung them on my backpack or on my tent to dry. And I took 1 sports bra, my dinosaur one. What? Don't judge me. My little Trekology pillow, I have had, you can tell because all the writing's coming off, I've had this pillow for, I don't know, since I first went camping. It's the only pillow I've ever had actually, I think. Love. The little army Gore-Tex booties. These are just something I had from way back army days, and they're waterproof obviously, Gore-Tex, and they're long, and I honestly think I took these because tick phobia got to me, and they cover up the bottom of your legs. So I only wear them around camp, you know, wet trainers, in camp, put your dry socks on, put these over the top of your dry socks, you can put your shoes back on if you want to go around and do anything. I did wear them quite a lot, so I was going to say I wouldn't take them again because they are a little bit bulky, but you could just stick your foot in a plastic bag instead of these. Jury's out on that because I did wear them and I liked having them. So they're quite bulky, and they're, maybe I could cut the top off. Most of the weight's in the Velcro. I don't know. Would use again? Me, probably, maybe, don't know. Just going to mention a couple of things that I would use again but didn't use on this trip, and that was my down jacket and my waterproofs, because for reasons unbeknownst to me and the rest of the world, it was ridiculously hot in the middle of May on Arran, and I didn't even take them out of the backpack. So waterproof jacket, waterproof trousers, down jacket, did a tour of Arran, never saw the light of day, as did a set of insulated gloves. Never saw the light of day. But I would take them again, because I would have to take them again, because you don't expect it to be hot all the time. I didn't even get cold in the evenings, it was so warm. The little flex tail air pump for blowing up your air mat. I like it. There is a real satisfaction about the noise is really annoying. I might not take it again, because like, you don't need it. You've got the air sac with your air mat that you can just use. I'm in two minds about that. I don't know if I'd carry it for 6 days again. It's not heavy, but then nothing's heavy until you add them all together. A grain of sugar isn't heavy, but you pack a bag with it, it's quite heavy. So, don't know, probably on the reject list. Special occasions. We'll put it on the special occasions list. Growing up, we always used cloth handkerchiefs, and somewhere along the lines we became a nation of trash, didn't we, where we use tissues and paper and everything. I had 2 or 3 things like this with me. I had one that I used as a pea cloth, and I had this one that I used for like a quick dry of your hands, dirty hands, blowing your nose, wiping the sweat off, too much sunblock, whatever it is. I washed this nearly every day, sometimes a couple of times a day, and I just hung it on the outside of my backpack. Because it was so hot, it dried really quickly. Not only would I take again, I do everywhere, all the time, everywhere I go. You might have figured out by now that I didn't exactly do the whole lightweight backpacking thing, but I'm in a quandary about these two. This is the Light AF mat. I love this because you put it down under your overly expensive sleep mat and it stops your mat from sliding around in the bottom of your tent, so it's kind of sticky. I like it. It doesn't weigh much. I kept it on the outside of my backpack so I could use it for sitting on, like sitting on a rock or whatever as well. Yeah, like, will use again, do use again. This is a sheet of Tyvek. I took this because of the tick phobia, because I felt like ticks would show up on it, and they did. It's where I saw one tick when I was away. I had this down on the ground, I was sitting on it and the wee tick was crawling towards me. I didn't need this as well as the foam mat. This was a tick phobia thing. I wouldn't normally take both. I used to use this for under my air mat to protect it from the ground, but I think I would just use the lightweight mat now instead. I certainly didn't need both. I took this Rab buff head thing, mostly to put over my eyes when I was sleeping. I always take something like this to cover my face when I'm sleeping so that it blocks out the dark. And earplugs, gel earplugs. Do not camp without something to block out the light and something to block out the noise. This is my, like, Annie's #1 top tip for if you struggle to sleep when you're camping. Can't see, can't hear. I always tell people the bear is still going to eat you whether you were scared of it eating you or not. Whether you hear it coming, see it coming or not, the bear is still going to eat you. So I would rather just be dumb to those things and not be able to see, not be able to hear. If something's going to go wrong during the night, it'll go wrong during the night, whether I heard it or not. I suppose there's probably... You can still hear when you've got the gel earplugs. I'm now just thinking about all the things that maybe it would be useful to hear. Tell me why I'm wrong in the comments. I'll still wear the gel earplugs, but tell me why I'm wrong anyway. Other things of note. The red bag there is batteries. I took the batteries, the GoPro, the camera that I'm filming this on, batteries for it. I took a power bank for the phone, for the cameras, for my Garmin watch. I took all the cables and stuff for that as well. Yawn. When you make videos, you've just got to carry so much extra stuff. I had a different little Opinel knife. So I always have a little Opinel knife somewhere on me. I had a little keyring one, I can't find it. It's probably still attached to the bag, to be honest. Use that pretty much every day, various little bits and pieces. Glasses, because I can't see. The Miscellaneous bag and the toiletries bag. In the Miscellaneous bag is things like first aid kit, sunscreen, hair tie, some paper, my bone conductor headphones, which I used once, bank line, better than paracord, my Midnet, barely saw a single midge, little kit with extra water purification tablet. There's some tenacious tape patches for patching up holes in the tent, the tent, air mat, things like that, didn't need, and then Compeed and stuff, but my feet are usually fine, so carried that for no reason. I have added a sewing kit, which I'll slim down a little bit. It's still in the size and all that it came in. After I got the hole in my trousers, of course, a pen, and my tiny little Petzl Bindi head torch, didn't need. Toiletries bag, just what you would expect really. Some toothpaste, antihistamines, a mirror for checking for ticks, earplugs, body glide, travel size body glide, so to stop rubbing, chaffing. That is a travel size smidge, so I just decanted some smidge into a smaller bottle for the miggies. Quite like this. This is a soap that can wash your body, your face and your hair. I tried to cut it in half before going because it smells lovely. Because it's quite heavy, and I had one shower at Loch Ranza campsite, so I really didn't need to carry this the whole way round. Would I take again? I would, because if you have the chance for a shower, you're probably going to take it. So, it smells so good. Last few things of interest. Toilet trowel. This one's a tiny wee one, packs up small. I used to have one of the bigger orange plastic ones. This worked really well. It's got some sort of weird multi-tool devices on it, like a bottle opener and that, but like, you'll never use it for those things. Yeah, good purchase. Last couple of things. So the cook kit, this is my tiny little wind deflector that makes the worst noise in the world, that I get a weird satisfaction out of at the same time. So loud, it's crinkly. It's much louder than that. Anyway, it doesn't really work with my stove, reasons, doesn't matter. Need to get a different one. This is my standard kit that I take everywhere. It's not quite the only one I've got, it's the only one I use though. So a tiny little stove in there, such as just a cheap stove from GoOutdoors. I think it costs like 12 quid or something. And I've used it for years, works just fine, she says, knowing that she's probably going to upgrade it, but left this bit behind. Yeah. I like this pot for loads of reasons. One of the reasons is it's got this sort of heat-proof handle, so I don't need to worry about burning my fingers. This lid goes on here, but it'll also turn upside down and go on the cup that's contained in there. Gas standy thing for the gas, lighters, I had hundreds of them, more things to light fire with. My tiny little oven gloves. I like tiny things. Do a whole video just on them. I actually didn't use them. Probably shouldn't have taken them. I knew I wouldn't use them, but they're so cute. I didn't know how much gas to take. I took this, and there's still gas in it. So, what? And then in the bottom is the cup with a wee neoprene thin thing, and ooh, what's that? That's a wee pot scrubbery thing that I mostly use to protect the cup from the gas. I love this set though. This is GSI Soloist, Pinnacle Soloist. Great set. My only set. Don't really see me replacing it. Love it. I've just realised, this is so funny, I've literally just realised that this has got measurements on it, on the inside. And I was complaining at one point that I couldn't measure 400 millilitres. I'm an idiot. We knew that anyway though. This is worth mentioning actually, not the real Thermarest things, that was fine, whatever. you just got to keep trying meals until you find ones you like. What's worth mentioning is the calorie values. So this has, what, 528 calories in it. I took one meal that was like 800 calories. I've since bought a whole bunch more meals that are 800, 1000 calories, because I found that I was burning sort of 3,500 to 4,000 calories a day, and that meal is 528 calories, and that was my main meal of the day. I was having porridge in the morning and then snacks, nuts and stuff throughout the day. Nuts are really heavy to carry, Trek bars, that sort of thing throughout the day, and then I was having that one main meal at night, and these smaller meals like just kind of don't cut it, so I ended up eating two one night. Yeah, so I've traded them now for higher calorie meals, so that's worth considering. That's definitely worth considering, 100%. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is this bucket. I've had many conversations, particularly with women, about needing to pee in your tent at night, and you know, maybe it's full of midges outside, maybe it is wet outside, maybe there's werewolves outside. Having something to pee in the tent honestly is actually fairly important to me. This is a paint bucket, like a paint pitcher. A wee bit more bulky and bigger than I would have liked. It's just something that I had. I took it with me, and there is a real luxury in not having to get out your tent to pee. So that. Anyway, I have upgraded since then to this, which is called a Whizzer, and it's a little silicone thing. It also glows in the dark. It's got a wee spout that is inside that you can lift out and put on the top, and it folds down really small. This is what I now will take with me, so much better than the bucket. All in all, I was pretty happy with everything that I took with me. I don't think I really mentioned the Lanshan there, but it packs up so super small that it's a given. If you use walking poles for hiking or backpacking, then a walking pole tent is just, it's the thing, and the Lanshan's a pretty good design. There's other ones that are designed like the Lanshan, but it's all the same idea. Loads of space inside, lightweight, packs up tiny, great tent, love it. Super pleased with the Lanshan, super pleased with the walking poles, great decisions. Mostly, all in all, I liked all my gear decisions. They were fine. There's definitely a few bits and pieces in there. Oh, I never mentioned what waterproof socks I also took with me. Used them one morning, went, nah, they're horrible to walk in, which is weird because I've gone up mountains in them. So, don't know, just I would rather just wear wool socks that can get wet. Personal preference? Probably a personal preference. If you've never tried waterproof socks, it's probably worth trying them. And at risk of never ever ever finishing this video, I will talk about one last thing, which is my shoes. These are the Altra Lone Peak 5s. These are a great shoe, so they're a barefoot shoe, meaning that they've got plenty of room for your toes to spread out, and they have a zero drop, so they're completely flat with no elevation in the heel. These things are highly recommended. You can also put gaiters on them, so they've got a little gaiter attachment and a velcro bit at the back for covering them to stop debris getting inside. Love these shoes. In fact, I am wearing right now a high top version of them, which I also love. I actually bought them after I came back from Arran, the high top ones, but I'd wanted them for ages. Keep these clean, stop the debris from gathering up inside, take the soles out each day, clean out any debris in, and these things will look after you for hundreds of miles. Absolutely no problem at all with them, love. And if anybody is wondering why they've got this weird little like thing on the back, when you're going down hills and it's a little bit slippy, that creates a little bit more traction. I used to wonder. So that's all my kit that I took with me on the Arran Coastal Way. I will at some point make a big list of kit that I use and put it in the description. I haven't done that yet, with links. But if you've got any questions about any of the kit that I used, fire them at me. I really do. I am definitely somebody that ponders over kit a lot, even though some things I seem quite blasé about. I really do give it a lot of thought. So I'm also really open to the suggestions for kit, because you know, you can never have too much camping gear. Oh, bugs. Quite sure. Come here. If you've got any questions or comments, stick them down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Bye. Bye 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 bye.